This is Axopar's brand new 29XC cross cabin. This is replacing the 28, and this is actually the very first one that they've built. It's also the UK Premier, as you can see it on the side, but this is a properly brand new boat. Even the hull is brand new. So it's a high performance boat. It's got the stepped hull, which we can see today. That's these little, well, quite literally steps here. And the idea of these is as the water comes past, it causes turbulence and introduces air and allows the boat to basically ride on air as it goes back. It reduces drag and adds speed, and this boat has plenty of speed. We'll talk about that as we come around to the back, because the first thing we've got is the outboard engine. So you can have single or twin on this one. This is the twin 200 horsepower V6 engines. You can have a single 300 horsepower Verado. You can also have the new Verado 400 horsepower V10 if you want, again, a single. With these engines you're looking at high 40s top speed, cruising therefore sort of 30ish, I guess, somewhere around there. Range, we don't have accurate figures yet, but you're going to be 200 miles, that sort of area. In fact, the fuel tank is one of the things that's been improved over the 28. There's a lot more capacity. It's up from about 300 to over 400 litres on this one. We've got the boarding ladder down here, as you can see, and another one, interestingly, over here. One on each side. That's novel. I like little details like this. They've got the Axopar written on the cleats. Quite a tough boat as well. Look at the way they put these sort of rubber mouldings around here just to protect the corners and the sides a little bit. That works well. A lot of clever thinking gone into this one, actually. Worth mentioning, you can have one with a more open configuration. This has obviously got the cabin, as you can see. They do, I'm not quite sure what they call it, but it's like a sort of a T-top that's open-sided with a sliding roof. But anyway, this is the first one. This is what we've got here, and this is what I'm going to show you. One of the big changes to this is you can actually sleep up to 4 people on it. Just while we're up here, I'll show you on top of here, actually. This one's got the bars on it, so for things like paddle boards or mountain bikes, you can store those up on the top. Very much the sort of the action configuration that is so popular now. Radar is up here as well, searchlight, antennas, navigation light up there on the top. All that kind of stuff is there. That's very good, and this is quite handy. It's like a grab rail. As you walk around the boat, you've got something to hold on to, which is excellent. Let's step on in. Another thing that we're seeing that's changed quite a bit is things like the mouldings. Look at the way they've rounded this off around here a lot more. Here, this is sort of chamfered here, rather than just being up and across. They really are trying to get the details looking really good on these, and I think it works. If we come right back here, sunbathing right at the back, but interestingly, we can open this. If we look in here, now this isn't the normal access route into this area, but what it is a very handy feature to be able to just chuck gear into there, cushions, that sort of thing, extra ventilation. It's just a very, very helpful feature. Other things that we've got in this area, storage areas here for ropes or whatever. I think there's going to be a wet bar option to go in here at some stage. It's not there yet, but I think that's coming. And then if we carry on around, you've got a similar deal over here. This chap here, incidentally, is for putting toys. So, your water skis or your biscuits or your wakeboards, all that kind of stuff you can tow from there. Again, storage on this side. And these are these little bathing platforms on either side of the engine. Again, you can see this is all a lot more rounded than it used to be. It's a nice job, this. If we come on right up this side then, little step built in here to make it easy to get onto the quay if you're alongside a quay. And then we can come right up to the front. Again, more clever thinking here. We've got the cushions on because it's been raining, but underneath here, they look like this. And the table in the center, of course, that's just a cover that goes over it. It's like that underneath. You can take that table off completely and chuck it in the back if you want to. Also, you see these legs here, you can put short legs into there instead, bring that down, put cushions on top of it and make that into a sunbathing area. Or you can see there's another socket here, so you can move the whole thing back, put the short legs in and make this like a day bed that comes out from here. So again, a lot of thinking going on there. Anchor right up on the bow, best place for that, obviously. Navigation lights are up there as well, actually. That's what those little silver chaps are on either side. And if we come on around, we'll come back down this side and have a look inside. So they kept the floor nice and level around here, which is good. And what we've got then is the helm position, of course, is here. We've got the twin screens on this one. We've got the hard buttons here for things like lights and horn, that kind of stuff is all there. That one there is trim tab controls. It's like a joystick for trim tabs. So you push it forward, brings the bow down, pull it back, bow up, and then to the side to tilt the boat left or right. Bow thruster on this one as well. VHF radio, of course, is over here. Helm position. That is a tilt wheel, so you can adjust that depending on where you're sat or stood. And you've got the twin throttle controls here, of course, for the twin engines. Lift bolsters on these seats, so that's very nice, but more things you can do with these seats. If I move Maggie a moment. There you go, Maggie. That was gentle, wasn't it? Underneath here is, if you unbolt it first, there we go, let's do both of those. A fridge on that side, and then there's a little sink underneath here. I mean, it's not cordon bleu cooking, but it's certainly very useful for a bit of a picnic. And in fact, these seats will swivel around as well, so you can face them backwards and face these seats here. I think those are the infill cushions for up on the front just there. What else can I show you back here while we're looking this way? Let's shunt Maggie forward again. You can see how open this is with the sliding door on this side and the sliding door on this side and the sliding roof. You can get a lot of light and air into here. It does feel a very open space, actually. It's excellent. So back here, these lift. It's not supposed to happen. And then we can clip that back up like this. There we go. And that's access down to that double bed in the back. How about that? Again, you know, it's not designed for sort of as a cabin cruiser you're going to go and spend a fortnight on, but for spending an overnight, yeah, it's a bit like camping, isn't it? You've got somewhere, like you'd have a two-man tent, where you can get in, lie down, get your sleeping bag and be comfortable. That's that opening hatch that we saw, that we opened from the back, and also they put a little window in here at the back, which is nice, just gives a bit more light into that area, makes it feel a little bit less claustrophobic. That's superb. They've even got a little, well, light switch there for a start, carbon monoxide alarm, and this one's got central heating on it, and that's what that little vent is down there. That's all right, isn't it? That is a perfectly usable space. These chaps here, they've not put them on because of the weather, but these go over the rails at the front to give backrests. That's where they just literally zip on, and then obviously you lean against that side. Lots of nice little details. That one lifts up in a very similar way. Thusly. There we go. There's more to look at, would you believe? This is the boat that keeps on giving for its size. It's fantastic. These chaps on here are demisted, so that's part of that central heating system. You can point those forward and demist the windscreen. That's very helpful, and you can see the wipers up the top there as well. And again, we've got lighting in underneath here. Right, let's head on forward. More cleverness. If we come up here to this area and find the right catch, which is this one here, we can open that. And down here is, well, I'll show you. It's down here. Let's go right on in. That is the loo. It's a proper sea toilet as well. You can see the buttons for it on the side there. That's brilliant. It's such a useful feature. If you're out for a day with a load of friends, you're picnicking and swimming and messing around and all that sort of stuff, to have somewhere where people can come in here to get changed, to use the loo, or even just to wash their hands because there's a sink built in there, is absolutely brilliant. It's just such a useful thing on such a small boat to have this facility. Bearing in mind it is an adventure style boat, so it's all about outside living. It's not a cruiser. That is superb. Circuit breakers down here as well, as you can see. Again, there's heating into this area. And those infill cushions that go on the table that we saw at the front that I mentioned that you could drop down. And you might notice that this is all sort of upholstered around here and around here. And the reason for that, and I probably need to come out to show you this to its best advantage, is, so we've got the steps back out like that. Let's see if I can remember how this works. That one there will flip over that way, and flip over that way, and then that cushion there will flip over that way, and you've got a bed. Look at that. So you could technically sleep 4 people. Obviously you've got the slight situation of the toilet, but if you're in a marina, of course, you just use the marina facilities. You wouldn't use that when you're in the marina sleeping on it. You'd use that during the day when you're out and about. And as I say, you've got to consider this to be like camping, not like cruising. It's another tent on the boat, isn't it? And for young people who just want to go out and have a great time, have a few drinks, have a party, and then sleep on board, it'll do that. As I say, if you want a cruiser, you're better off buying a cruiser. But if you want an action boat, this will do that brilliantly. There we go. Speakers up here as well. And those cushions that we saw, those backrest cushions, they zip onto these to give you a backrest around here, just make it all a lot more comfortable. That is a boat with a lot going on, isn't it? Yeah, see, they were impressed. Fantastic. That is about the size of that. I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts on that. I want to say, you've got to understand that it's a fun boat and not a cruiser boat, but under the context of that, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Massive thanks to Axopar London, they organised this tour. Massive thanks, of course, to you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of that, let me know if you fancy a boat like that, and we'll catch you on one of these real soon. Take care, bye-bye.